Hi friends, welcome to Gradeup, India's largest e-learning platform. So in this session, we are going to concentrate on importance of safety and what all are the various elements we need to consider in this topic. I will give you a briefing of this one in the first few minutes. Then we will consider a few questions which all are possible from this particular area. So first of all, audio and video is clear to all of you, dear? Audio and video is clear? Good. Now, so before moving on to it, I will give you a brief info regarding me. This is Balaji Gupta Tangutori, having 18 plus years experience in teaching and 9 plus years experience in GATE and other competitive exams training. I did my undergraduate from JNTU, post-graduation from IITM. So before industrial engineering, engineering mechanics, fluid mechanics, drawing, standards and quality maintenance. These are the subjects I am handling for various competitive examinations. I was mentored more than 30,000 aspirants for different competitive examinations, dear. Now first of all, we will move on to the what is a safety and where we are going to concentrate on these. What is a safety, sir? So just now I gave the information, just you observe it. One second. Sahi, good morning. Good. Yeah. So just have a look into this particular thing here. The safety is refers to the freedom from the danger. So because where we are going to where the safety elements are required, everything we will discuss in this session here, because I hope this part is going to be more or less related to the current situation in our world. So that is freedom from danger, injury and damage. So danger is nothing but which is going to be considered as just now you can able to consider we are going to having a fear, whether we are going to face a problem with COVID, it may leads the death also. So that is a danger we are going to get it in the living living in the society. Next one is injury. Whenever we are working under a particular organization, then the where you are working, whether it is related to the machinery or if it is a construction site, if you are not going to have a proper safety guardings, then automatically it may injure the person. And in other places also, if you consider the mining, so if they are not going to make a proper precautions as well as proper working condition, it may cause the death also. So all these things will come under safety. Now another one is also the safety means protecting a person or property. It is not only related to the person, it is also related to the property from injury or damage. So property means where you can able to come across, sir. Are you discussing this? Yes. Normally why the fire safety is provided in all the places, because whenever in order to protect the various elements in the organization, and it is also useful for protecting the people against the fire. So safety means protecting a person or the property from the injury or damage. Now, so another case is, sir, if that is the case, if you consider we are listening, the words or otherwise in the mics we are observing, then it is going to damage our eardrum, or otherwise nowadays you are using the mobiles. Now I hope Robot 2 Cinema is also you can able to observe. If it is going to send the waves, electromagnetic waves, which may damage or which may cause the disorders of the human being as well as animals like that. So that is why we require that signals, but it should not cross the allowable permissible value. So that is considered as, this is also the hazards which should be below the permissible safety level. So who can able to decide these safety elements, we will consider in the next few slides there. So the safety means keeping the elements below the, bring down to the hazard levels to a permissible level or below the permissible level. Now what are the various hazards we are going to consider? Hazards are any source of potential damage which can able to cause the potential damage or harm or adverse health effects. It is going to give permanent effect. Even you can able to observe Bhopal gas tragedy is also one of the example of it. Adverse health, the health of the people are going to be affected. It is considered as the hazard on the time, on the something or some person, someone. So it is related to the environment, it is damaging, or it is damaging the health of the people. So hazards are going to damage the people, or it may be environment or some particular equipment. So that is why it is going to affect the harm, or it will damage the someone or something. It is something means related to the non-living things, someone is related to the living things, whether it is a human being or non-human being. All the things we have to consider. Sir, what are the various hazards we are going to consider? What are the various hazards we have to consider? Just I am going to show some of the hazards here. That is biological hazards. My dear friends, all of you try to share this particular link in your groups and comment, subscribe the Gradeup channel to get a regular updates of our information. Good. Now next one is we'll check it out. What are the various hazards are they? So they are going to be biological hazards. That is going to be, just now we are facing the problem with biological hazards only. That is going to be virus or bacteria. So it is going to be delivered in the air, it is going to spread. Similarly bacteria, once if you are going to consider some of the industries, whatever the elements they are throwing into the air or atmosphere or rivers, they are going to cause the damage to the people. Those things are considered as a biological hazards. Just I will list out these things there, just you have to observe here. Biological hazards, what all are the elements we can able to consider? Bacteria, virus and insects, and we are going to get some diseases with some plants and birds. Even you can able to observe bird flu, some through animals. Even nowadays the people are saying coronavirus is due to birds only we got it, and humans. So once if a human being is injured with some particular disease, previously TB is considered, it is going to be spread from one person to another person. Like these are going to be considered as a biological hazards. And what about the chemical hazards? What about the chemical hazards which can able to damage us due to the chemical that is going to be a toxic elements? Like once if the company is going to releases gases, it can able to cause, it can able to with breathing problems, it may cause it. So that is going to be considered as toxic properties of the chemicals. Clear? Now ergonomic, let us consider whenever we are working in some places, we are going to damage, it is going to damage the spinal cord or otherwise eyes, or we are going to get some particular diseases, like because we are going to do some activities, like if you are going to ride the bike regularly for delivery boys, then what is the hazard they have? Because if the bike is not designed properly or if the conditions are not good, he is going to damage his spinal cord. Similarly, if he is working in front of the system, just you can able to observe nowadays all the people are going to be this one only. So if they are not going to have a proper ergonomically designed workspace, then automatically it will leads various diseases like we can able to get the problem with eyes burnings or spinal problems. All these are comes under ergonomic hazards. If you are not going to study all these things properly, it may damage the people. And what about the remaining physical hazards? 1 second. Ergonomical is related to the due to the repetitive movements and improper setup of workstation. Just now I said. So be to that, if the person is going to be fatigued, or otherwise he is going some parts are going to be damaged, then it will comes under ergonomical hazards. And what about the physical hazards? So if you are working in a magnetic fields or pressure execution, means high pressure place or high temperature, all these things will comes under, it will damage physically. The physical properties are going to be changes. And another thing is noise. Whenever they are working in a drilling places, so due to the huge noise, eardrum is going to be damaged. That is why even we can able to take an example of this in aerodrome or otherwise airports. The people who all are not in the inside, they are going to be nearer to the flight landing time and takeoff time. So some people, they have to move the airplane from taxiway to parking place. Therefore, on that zone, if the noise is very high, the wind velocity is very high, it is going to generate huge noise. If you are going to be there, it is going to damage the eardrum. That's why they are going to place some headphones type. It is not headphones, it can able to soundproof. They can't able, in order to avoid that particular high pressure waves, you may assume, or noise waves, they can able to protect it from their high sounds. Another one is psychological thing. So this is also nowadays, if you can able to observe here, wherever the people are working, so in that society, there, if the society in that particular area, violence is more, it is frequently some people are fighting in the roads, and we will feel that is not a secured position. So that is also comes under psychological hazard. So these things should be considered as the hazard, means harm to the people. So we have to minimize to a considerable level. So now what is the way, who are taking care of minimizing this, and who will fix the guidelines? That is nothing but occupational health and safety. What is that? Occupational health and safety. So are you heard this particular one nowadays? What are the elements will comes under occupational health and safety? Even if you observe in the TVs, in the recent last for 1.5 years, we are observing ICMR guidelines. What is that? Because in order to, this is also comes under occupational health and safety, dear. Good. But ICMR is not only one field, it is going to have so many. Public health is also considered, but occupational health and safety is considered, means they are going to more concentrate on the people who all are working in the industries, who all are working in the factories, who all are working in various organizations. So what all are the elements it is comes under occupational and safety? Actually, it is a multidisciplinary field concerned with safety and health and welfare of people who all are in occupation. Who all are in occupation means working. Who all are in occupation means working. Is it clear to all of you, dear? Good. Now occupational health deals with the all aspects of the health and safety. All aspects of the health and safety in the workspace. The major aim of them is health workspace. The first priority is safety. Second priority is going to consider as health also, dear. but both has to be considered, but first priority is given to the safety, then second way we are going to consider health also. So in the workspace, that's why I'm saying occupational means working environment. Okay, for the primary of prevention of hazards are going to damage the people. Is it clear? Now, so what all are the currently on OHS, occupational and health and safety, which all are the industries will comes under this? From this also we got one question in the previous year ESC paper here. Which of the following industry is not comes under occupational health and safety? So factories, mines, ports and construction will comes on this, but they gave agriculture also, but agriculture so far it is not considered in case of occupational health and safety dear. That is why wherever agriculture word is there, that is the wrong answer in that particular paper. Okay, now so mainly you remember factories, mines, ports and construction. These four they are considered in the OHS law. Okay dear. Now where they who all are, so this particular occupational and healthy occupational safety and health are responsible to take proper guidelines or forming the rules who all are working under various industries. So here two things are there. One is going to be related to the workers, another is related to their safety. So workers basic needs on the working environment will be taken care of by the, and rules are going to formed by the Ministry of Labor. So occupational health and safety will comes with two units here. One is related to the occupational safety comes under Ministry of Labor. Ministry of Labor, here the safety is going to comes under occupational safety will comes under Ministry of Labor. And this Labor Institute office, the central office is located in Mumbai. Regional office is there in Calcutta, Kanpur and Chennai. Calcutta, Kanpur and Chennai. And what about the health related things are going to take care by the ICMR, Ministry of Health. Even you can able to observe whenever they are going to make the COVID treatment, because ICMR one wing is going to be related to the only occupation, but remaining wings are also there. They will consider the people health also. Okay, those areas. That's why if you observe, as per the ICMR guidelines, we are giving the treatment for COVID. Means they are going to give the what all are the various steps they have to take, or what are the treatments they have to give, and what all are the various what we can able to say insurance policies and medical policies in the industries they have to follow. All these things will comes under occupational health dear. So the National Institute for Occupational Health is present in Ahmedabad, central office there in Ahmedabad, and regional office are there in Calcutta and Bangalore. Is it clear there? Now sir, these are these people will consider for forming the rules and regulations, or giving the guidelines to it. Now what all are the safety parameters we have to consider in this sir? First and foremost thing is fire safety. And if this is related to the factories, minings and ports. Similarly in construction also the safety is required, because most of the times you can able to observe the accidents are occurred in some particular construction site. People are injured because if they are not going to maintain proper safety precautions in the construction, it may cause the person to it may cause the loss of physical elements like hands. They are going to be injured, head injuries will come, or if there's slipping on the floors and electrical shocks. All these things we can able to observe in construction site. If it is a fully completed building, electrical wirings are going to be inside, no problem. But once it is a open, then electrical, if the people are going to work under it, so they have to work with electricity. The wires are going to be not fixed, they are going to be flexible. That's why they are once if there is a some particular insulation is damaged, then it may cause the electric shock to the people who all are working in the area. So that is why in the construction work, most of the safety elements we are going to consider it. And while demolishing, so all these places we the safety is most important. First of all, we will consider fire. So even if you observe majority of the, even if you consider the colleges or buildings, even though if it is a old building, nowadays in order to get the permissions, they are asking fire exhaust should be there. Fire safety equipment and provision is not there, they are not going to give the approvals. So then which type of fire safety they have to consider, means once if the fire is going to take place in that particular place, what type of things are going to be burnt. So the fire accident and the burning elements are wood, paper, fabric, plastic and most kinds of trash, means which can able to give the ash, which can able to produce the ash. They are comes under classification of A, means A type of fires. A type of fires. That's why if you observe here, they shown it as a wood. They shown it as a wood. And whenever if it is a flammable liquids like petrol, diesel, kerosene, and like gasoline, all these things can be considered as type B flames. Type B flames. And C, whenever it is due to burning of gases like natural gas or LPG gases, then we are going to consider this is considered as a type C flames. So that's, you observe the symbol, it is similar to our gas burner. Now if the fire is due to if you up to now if you observe the ash is going to get, but once if you consider some cracker work, that it is going to be most dangerous. So once the fire is going to takes place in the fireworks place, then damage will be very very high, because huge amount of heat is going to be liberated. So that is going to be metals like magnesium, potassium, titanium and zirconium. If they are going to burn, it is going to give the explosives. So even in fireworks, they are going to use the magnesium. It can able to liberate a huge amount of heat, and it may damage the human people much. So in that case, what type of preventive element we have to use it, means whether we have to use water or carbon dioxide or some type of foam, what it is. So we'll check it out. First of all, A means it is going to give the ash like wood, paper, fabric, like this. And B is related to the liquid flammable elements, petrol, diesel, like that. C is related to the gas, LPG gases or natural gases. D is going to be, it is a metals only, but it is not, it is a materials like magnesium, potassium, all these things. They are having they can able to liberate huge amount of energy. In such cases, what type of preventive actions we have to take it, that is also required. Next one is E. So this is a name itself, it is showing electrical. So once due to electrical shock, if the fire is going to be started, or otherwise the fire is in the electrical zone, then what we have to do? Can you use water? No sir, it can able to have a high thermal, it is having electrical conductivity, so it may damage the person who want to stop that particular fire also. Okay, and another one is cooking flames, cooking oils. So once you can able to observe, even when our noodles they are going to make, the flame is going to comes on the bowl also. So that is related to the cooking oils. Whenever they burnt, what type of preventive things we have to consider. So depending upon the area, we have to place the fire fighting elements. Like just you observe. So for stop that particular fire, we have to use different materials. So I am going to show here water, foam, dry powder, carbon dioxide and wet chemical. wet chemical. So what they are going to use it? So whenever it is a class A type of fire, that is related to burning of wood, paper, like that, then what we are going to use it, sir? In that situation we are going to use either water, it will be useful, foam will be useful, and dry powder and wet chemicals. Okay, for wet chemicals, even in the kitchen we can able to use the water, that will comes under to prevent these wet chemicals, we can able to use water, foam, or dry powder. So this chart you can able to observe here. Depending upon the application we have to use it. Let us consider most of the times we can able to get this. If it is a electrical, if the fire accident is occurred due to electrical, which all are the elements we should not use? Foam we should not use, and wet chemicals we will not use, and at the same time water we should not use. Either dry powder or carbon dioxide will be useful. Are you observed the dry powder, sir? So whenever if forests are going to be burned, on that time they are going in the helicopter, they are going to throw the some powder element onto the forest. That is nothing but dry powder. It can able to stop the fire quickly. So that is why dry powder is also considered as one of the most element. So except for cooking oils, remaining all the places, dry powder is going to be most useful. Good. Now, especially I said in construction. So the accidents are going to happen. Why, sir? Because slips, because they are going to wet the walls for curing. So there is a possibility of slip occurs because it is not fully protected. So that's why slip is going to occur. And trips. Trip is nothing but if there is a obstacle, like step case is there. Without observing that, if you move it, it is going to cause the trip on the. And another one is falls. What is this falls, sir? If they are going to work on a overhead cranes, or otherwise they are working on a ladders, there is a possibility of slipping falls from the particular place. So all these things, apart from these, electrical shocks will also comes under this. Electrical shocks also comes under this. Okay. Now another one is whenever it is a they are working on a digging operations. Here two types are there: excavation and trenching. So excavation is related to the width is more, depth is little bit less. So in this case the protection is not that much required. Even if you observe pipe laying down the pipes on the underground, so we have to make a huge depth, maybe of 10 feet depth also they can able to make it. That is called trenching. This is called trenching. So whenever it is a trenching work, the protection is most important. Otherwise, if it is a soft soil, it can able to fall in this particular zone. If the people, if they are going to work under it, it may damage that particular person. So that's why in trenching, you have to be much careful than excavation. Good. And next one is demolishing. So whenever it is going to be, okay, demolishing, I was not brought it here. There are two types of demolishing is there. That is going to be a non-explosive and explosive. Non-explosive means demolishing the entire building with the help of sledgehammers and by applying the drilling machines. So they are going to use non-explosive one. So in non-explosive one, they are going to use sledgehammer, drilling machines like this. Another one is explosive demolishing. So explosive demolishing are two types are there. So if there is a building and surrounds to that no other building is there, then we can able to make the blasting here. Then total building can able to fall like this. This is going to be considered as fall like a tree. So another one is explosive at the same place. So if this is a building, they are going to place the explosive materials at different layers, and if they give the blasting, the total building is going to be collapsed at the bottom only. It won't require they are not necessary to take a huge safety over this particular explosive for falling at the same foot. This is called falling at the same foot. This is fall like a tree. So if the surrounds to that so many buildings are there and it is going to damage those people, they are going to blast it and total building is going to be collapses there itself. And for this they require more precision here. And next one is ergonomics. Whenever the people are going to work in a working place, the ergonomics is most important. Don't think that ergonomics is only related to the offices. Even in construction sites also they are going to be considered. Just we will look into that particular element in the next slide. Why the ergonomic study is required, sir? Even ergonomic study is not only conducted here, even they are going to conduct this ergonomic study in teaching also. If you observe in the colleges, you are having 50 minutes session it will be. Why, sir? A normal student, they can able to grasp the knowledge maximum of 50 minutes, because on those days teaching aids are not there, like visual explanation, animations, all those things are not there. In order to think that element, they have to put so much of concentration on the lecture. That is why in that particular case, if they are going to put their concentration beyond 50 minutes, majority of the students IQ grasping is going to be reduced. How they can able to analyze, sir? They are going to place the camera surrounds to that, and they will examine depending upon their body language. They can able to observe whether they are grasping the knowledge, they are just listening, and they are diverted, they are thinking in some other place. So all these things will be studied. That will comes under work study here. That will comes under work study. How much time a lecture has to be continued, or otherwise how much time we have to work on this particular place. Because once it is a repetitive, you are continuously listening, we have to indulge that particular information in our brains. Up to what time we can able to feed it? That is going to be almost 50 minutes. That too actually not 50, it is going to be 45. But once it is a seminars, why, sir, it is 1.5 hours? Because it is going to have a some interested is going to be some particular interested areas they are going to concentrate. That is why they can able to extend up to 1.5 hours. Beyond it is 1.5 hours or more than 145 minutes. The grasping is going to be reduced. So in order to avoid that, they will fix the time. That is also comes under ergonomical study. So due to the continuous work, fatigue is going to take place. So in order to overcome that fatigue, they have to give some break, or otherwise they have to change their phase. Like now you are listening some particular math subject, next they have to change it to physics, then it is going to be some other subject, then the frequency will be altered, then the grasping is going to be again increased. So that is the way, that is why they are going to consider ergonomical study. It is not only there, sir, even in the offices. So continuously if you can able to view certain amount of time, not possible. So that is why they are going to give some allowances to the job. So the allowances means personal natural calls, or otherwise in order to avoid the fatigue, they are going to give. So that is, ergonomic is the process of designing and arranging the workspace, designing and arranging the workspace and products and system, so that they fit the people who use them. So whoever is using that, they won't be strained. So if you observe in the first case, whatever he is sit, if you want to work in this particular fashion, you can't able to work more time. So if due to some pressure, if you are there, means it may lead some pains, neck pain or spinal pain, like this. Or otherwise, if you are going to be like this, you should not to be too nearer. So it should maintain almost 40 to 45 centimeters here, and the angle will be maximum, it has to move to 30 degrees. It has to move to 30 to 35 degrees. Then visualization is good, and he can able to observe what all are there in his particular place. Whenever he is standing, so the same thing, whenever he is standing, so I will place it on the table and you stand like this and work it. So it is not going to be acceptable. It is not going to lead a good working area. So that is why, depending upon the place, they are going to decide. Similarly, sir, it is going to use in the softwares only? No, dear. It will be used in all the places. Just now I said how it is going to applicable in the students whenever they are listening also. Like why they are provided the chairs and good environment, lighting system, all these things, because in order to bring the people to a normal stage with a short breaks or otherwise with a short allowance. So if you are going to consider as a lifting work, so you can able to observe 1 and 2, what is the problem. So once it is 1, so the bending is going to be more, the stresses developed within the body will be more, so it may leads the damage of the health quickly. But if you are going to follow this, it won't you can able to do more work in this particular situation. That is why this study will comes under which element? Can you able to give? Yeah, Vipul, after this I am going to form some of the questions. You can able to observe those things there. So here, which one will comes under? This will comes under how to do the work will comes under work study. Okay, dear. Now, so we will try to concentrate on protection. So this is related to the working, but whenever you are working nearer the machine elements, they have to provide the safety guards. Like if it is a belt drives, if a person either it is a cloth or otherwise while moving around it, if our human parts are going to be here, it may damage. That's why we have to give the protection to it. It is protecting to the equipment as well as human being. If falling elements are there, once if it is falls on the belt may damage or motor may damage. In order to avoid that, we have to give the protection elements. Similarly, grinding machines, whenever it is there, sparkles are going to come and it should not damage us. At the same time, it is a rotating object. If you won't provide this particular metallic grading or otherwise this acrylamide sheet, it may cause the injury to the people. Okay. These are the things they have to take in safety precautions they have to consider in the industry here. Now we will consider some of the questions from it. So try to give the answer for this. Which of the following ministry comes under OHS? Correct. Ministry of Health will comes under it, and Ministry of Industries it won't comes. Factories it won't comes under. And another one is Ministry of Labor. It is related to the health point of view. Sorry, labor is related to the safety point of view. Health is OH. Okay, therefore these two are correct. Ministry of Social Welfare is also not comes under OHS. Therefore, what all are the things are correct here? 1 and 3 only are the correct elements. Okay, dear. Now, let us consider this. Which of the following hats does not provide protection from does not provide the protection from electrical hazards? Electrical hazards. So they are going to wear the caps in the construction place. Wear the caps in construction place. Which all are the things won't comes under this? Here, what is type A cap hat and type B hat and type C hat? Very simple here. These are going to bear the impact load. Say if any bricks or something is going to fall, impact load. It can able to bear. B is also bears the impact load. C is also bears the impact load. But once if you consider the electrical energy, so electricity, it can able to bear 2000 volts only. But here it is going to bear 20,000 volts because this hat resistance is going to be more. Similarly, C type is only for protection. It can't able to protect from electrical hazards. Therefore, answer is C, dear. Answer is C. So, is it clear to all of you? Good. Now, let us consider this question. Primary concern with OHS is health of the employees, safety of employees, prevention of hazards and environmental safety. Primary concern of this is In the definition itself I shown here, this is going to be prevention of hazards. Prevention of hazards. Overall, the person to person, they won't check it out. They are going to consider in that particular environment the hazard levels are less, low or not. Okay dear. Now let us move on to this. National Institute of Occupational Health. Occupational Health Central Office is located in. Occupational Health Central Office. Be careful here. It is located in Ahmedabad. Occupational health is there in Ahmedabad. Labor is going to be present in Mumbai. These two things you try to remember here. It is not Chennai. It is going to be Chennai is present for regional office, not head office, central office. Central office dear. Now you try to look into this. Which of the following construction work more care is required? Excavation, trenching, both, none. Where we have to consider more, you have to take more care. So excavation means the depth of this particular thing is going to be maximum 5 feet. Width is going to be 10 feet, sir. But whereas trenching is going to be depth is 10 feet. Breadth is going to be 5 feet, almost rough values they are going to give. So once in these two cases, trenching we have to take more care than excavation. Is it clear here? Yeah. Both are required, but as compared with trenching, we are going to consider more care in the trenching as compared with excavation, because the people who all are working in that particular digging place, they have almost more than 5 feet. Even though soil is going to fall down onto the digged portion, then it is not going to damage the people. They can't able to feel. So once if it is at 10 feet, if you are working, his height itself it is maximum 6 to 6.5 feet. If it is that soft soil is going to fall, then automatically it may lead the death of the person. Okay, good. Now I hope this one you can able to give the answer easily. Yes, your answer is correct. That is B. So, which is having more electrical resistance? For A, it can able to bear up to 2000 volts, but B type of can able to make 20,000 volts, 20 kV also it can able to bear it. But C, there is no protection. So the B is going to give more protection against the electrical energy. Now you try to give the answer for this. I hope. Just now I gave this one answer also. Labor Institute of OHS Central Office is located. Labor Institute is located. This one you easily remember here. Even you can able to observe now. The largest slum in the world is going to be present in Mumbai. So the people they are going to do the works there. Therefore you remember like that, it is easy. In Mumbai, Labor Institute, Central Institute is present. Is it clear dear? So that is why answer is D. Yeah, note down here my mail ID. I am going to keep it here. You may note down this one. This is Balaji Tanguturi. Balaji dot Tanguturi @ Gradeup.co. Gradeup.co. Okay dear. So in the wall, if it is located here in the front view only, it is in the front view only. Here the true shape can be obtained whenever the surface is inclined or not. Here not the edge. So it is a photo frame. You may assume this is a photo frame. So the surface is parallel to the wall means VP. Even though if you are tilted all the points are equidistant from VP. Therefore, in the front view only we are going to get the true shape here. But once the frame is tilted like this, then auxiliary view will gives. Auxiliary view will gives. But you are saying only one edge. So it depends upon the edge or surface. Based on that, we can able to get it. My dear friends, all of you try to, because in order to improve your performance, most important thing is attending the quizzes or mock tests. So we are going to conduct mega mock challenge. On the schedule is there, but you are having only one day. Today we are going to have the mega mock challenge. Try to utilize this one. It is absolutely free, and you are going to get, once if you are going to participate in this, you can able to get multiple benefits from this. You can able to improve your performance, and you can able to know what is the where you are making the mistakes, and you can able to overcome that. Okay, dear. And today the people who all are, because all you are trying to crack the ESC examinations, so the experience of him, the class is going to give the lecture on this, and which is going to be most useful. We are having only 20 days is left for ESC prelims examination. We are going to bring in front of you in class, and he can able to give his experience. Try to take the suggestions from it. You are going to get a much benefit from that. And my dear friends, on our platform every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we are conducting the NY Learn, because we are conducting the quizzes. In that quizzes, we are going to secure top marks. We are going to give a they are having a chance to win the prizes. That is Paytm cash prize. They can able to get it. So don't miss this one also. But on Sunday we are going to conduct mega quiz. That is at 7 p.m. either Monday, Friday and Wednesday, and Sunday is going to be mega quiz. Don't miss this one also, dear. Still, if you have any doubts, try to place it on the chat box, and I can able to give the answer. And like this particular session, and subscribe the Gradeup channel. And if you have any doubts, send them in the comment box, dear. Thank you very much for attending it. Have a nice day. Bye to all, and all the best to one and all, dear. And tomorrow, that is on 28th, 6th, 21, I am going to conduct a quiz on design, drawing and safety. So from these three topics I am going to conduct it. Tomorrow I am going to conduct the quiz. In that one, if you can't able to answer, I will give the explanations of those things. Don't miss that particular session also, dear. Thank you very much for attending it. Have a nice day. Bye to all my dear friends.